During the month of February, we had to pause for the cause, identifying an individual who has excelled in her own or their own profession, but more importantly, has encouraged others to do the same. And we each year we have nominations come in. Individuals around the state are associated with North Carolina, and we got a lot of nominations this year, and we narrowed it down to some really. Everybody's worthy, but we can't take everybody. But we take the right people this time.
That's
we do
right.
every year, and we're so excited to have with us in studio right now a young lady that I've known for a while, but she was at a certain level I couldn't really get to her because I'm just our lowercase g. She was the uppercase g.
Wow.
But she's the chief of staff for the Governor Roy Cooper, and of course she attended North Carolina Central University, HBCU, as well as North Carolina
Eagle Pride.
University of North Carolina Chapel Law School. We're so pleased to have the chief of staff, Kristi Jones. Good morning, Chris. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
So
morning.
good to see you.
Thank you all for having me. You never know where life takes you. Never in my wildest dreams
Yeah.
did I think I would be on a sports radio show. But here I am.
Yes.
Here I am on Hurricanes weekend.
That's right.
A week we celebrated North Carolina Central. It's a wonderful week to be here.
That's
right.
a great point.
Thank you for having me.
I saw all of the footage from NCCU being there with the governor and yourself on a couple of days ago. It was fantastic. So let's talk about you. So how everybody has dreams and aspirations. How was this on your bucket list to be? Of course, you was the Attorney General, Chief Staff, and of course when Governor Cooper moved on as governor, you went with them. So talk about that, if you will.
So I grew up in Wilson, Eastern North Carolina.
Right.
I didn't know what a chief of staff was.
Right.
I don't even know if it was a thing back then, but I just kind of followed my dreams, started out working in a nonprofit, and then had the opportunity to meet. He was then a state senator, State Senator Roy Cooper, who was
Right.
running for Attorney General. Long time ago. I won't tell you how old I am, but long time ago. And then it just worked, and he is an amazing leader. And I just realized my role was to support him, to help him get where he needed to be, because he's taken North Carolina where it needs to be. So here I am, long time later, as a chief of staff. Never dreamed of it, never thought about it.
And what does that
Here I
mean,
am.
though, Kristi, when people say chief of staff?
Yeah.
It means you have to do everything. It means you have to do everything. I kind of say like a air flight controller, traffic controller, getting everything done. He has a lot of vision for North Carolina.
Right.
A lot of things we want to get done. And so we have to work with our cabinet secretaries, legislators, the community, everybody to keep North Carolina moving forward. It's not an easy task. North Carolina is a shining spot in the South, and we want it to be that way, right? We want North Carolina to continue to grow. Look at all the economic development,
Sure.
all
That's
the
right.
companies. We want all that to continue going, and you got to work hard to get there. So my job is to just kind of support him and help our team keep moving forward.
Awesome. Well, we're excited today. As you see, we are celebrating the 2023 Salute to Champions.
Yes, Lord.
And so we have one of our winners on today, and I'm excited to celebrate you in a couple weeks. Kristi Jones, Chief of Staff, and sitting here is another Black woman right beside you.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired, by all you do and your journey to get where you are. So my first question would be just tell us about the life and the day, one day of Kristi Jones. What does that look like?
Yeah.
Well, I start early. I get up
Okay.
at 4:30. I go to the gym religiously at 5 o'clock every morning.
So discipline is key, obviously.
Discipline is key. Discipline is key. I try to have that Tom Brady level of discipline.
Oh,
Wow.
Right?
That's what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
Tom Brady
Nice.
Oh,
discipline,
that's
Nice.
good.
Nice.
Like, make it happen. So I go to the gym, and then I just kind of start out figuring out what we need to get done today. Like every day is part of we got a long-term plan, a long game, and a short game.
Right.
And
okay.
so how do we get there? And so it's kind of figuring out what we have to do. But then you also have to deal what comes to you, what wasn't planned, right? Like tomorrow could be an ice storm, or then you have to do with that, or people without power. So you just kind of have to deal with what goes on. And so the days start early, they go long. We have an excellent team. Team Cooper's an excellent team. We laugh a lot. We support each other a lot. And so we just kind of all get it done.
Oh, man, that's awesome. We talked to Chief of Staff Kristi Jones, one of our recent recipients of the Salute to Champions 2023 class. So there are 50 states. How many chief of staffs look like you?
So when I first took this job in 2017, there were none that looked like me.
Okay.
Wow.
But I just went to a national governors conference last year, and thanks to Governor Cooper's leadership as Democratic Governor Association chair,
Okay.
now there are more people that look like
Oh,
us.
okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
okay.
there's another sister in the state of Washington, one in Kentucky.
Okay.
So we're coming.
Okay.
We're working.
Okay.
And that's one of the things Governor Cooper always says is that government should look like the people it serves.
That's right. Ooh, that's
Government
good. And that's
should look
true.
like the people it serves. Organizations should look like the people it serves.
Mm.
And so, I'm proud Governor Cooper came in and appointed the most diverse cabinet in history. He's accomplished a lot of firsts. I was a first in my role. A lot of firsts. And so you got to continue to break barriers. So we're getting there. Still more to be done.
Sure,
But
sure.
we're getting there.
Awesome.
This is great stuff. When you look at the landscape of people, let me ask you these questions that I ask normal people that's sitting there. Who are those couple people that jumps to mind that you think about when you look at where you are now and how you got there?
So there's a lot. One of them, your frat brother, Ben Ruffin.
Oh, Ben Ruffin was, you know what? Ben Ruffin used to always cuff me on my shoes.
Right?
I heard that story.
And we all leave here too soon, but that's one left here too soon.
Left here too soon.
Yeah.
And so Ben Ruffin, it was a lady by the name of Carolyn Coleman out of Greensboro.
Okay.
A lot of people, Andrea Harris
Yes,
out of Durham.
yes,
a lot
yes.
of people poured into me. They invested in me so that I could be here.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents, just so many people, teachers, Catherine Lucas, just so many people that have poured into me to get here. And so, that village, I'm a result of that village.
Wow, that's
right?
special.
And so it's my job to pour into a lot of other people now.
Exactly.
Right? Because it's one thing to be the first chief of staff.
Yeah.
The worst thing could be is to be the last one.
That's exactly
Ooh,
right.
That's
the
right.
worst.
Very
That's
profound.
right.
The
Very
last
That's
one.
right.
So
Very
that's my
profound.
job is to pay it forward.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's awesome. Awesome. One thing I was going to ask you about recently, North Carolina was rated the #1 state to do business. And we know that, that's the work of Governor Cooper and also your office. So tell us a little bit about that #1 rating and what that means for North Carolina.
What that means is economic development. What that means is growth. What that means when companies are deciding, companies are growing, the economy's booming, they would say, where do we want to go? Where do our employees want to live? And that's about creating a balance. It's not just a good place for people to work, but people now want to live in a good place, right? They want to be in a place where North Carolina is beautiful. You got the mountains, you have the beaches,
Yes.
It's sports friendly,
Yes.
just a good environment. And we're a welcoming state. Y'all means all. You heard that?
Y'all means all. Love it.
Y'all means all.
Y'all means all, right? So
I love it.
It's that kind of place, and that's the kind of place we want North Carolina to be, and that's what has come through in this report to say that North Carolina has that kind of balance, a great place to live. And so we've done it one year, and we want to continue to be the #1 place for people to do business. That's great for you all. It's great for sports, all those things.
Yeah.
So we need to keep going in that direction.
I
That's
tell
awesome.
you, I mean this very seriously. This is a pleasure to have you on.
It sure is.
And your role and things you're doing. If you had to just leave us with a parting comment or remark or statement, what would that be?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think I'm on a sports radio show,
Yeah.
so I will say sports make us better. Sports make us better. Like, it's unifying. I think about, here I am today from Eastern North Carolina. I got on the red, black, and white, and I'm cheering for a hockey team.
Right.
Right? I'm cheering
Yeah.
for a hockey team.
That's right.
That's a good point.
When I grew up, I didn't know. I never watched hockey.
That's
right?
a very good point.
It
Yeah.
unifies
Yeah.
us, and that's what I love about North Carolina and that sport. So I think if we can do that, and if we can take that, if we can somehow combine sports and politics,
Yeah.
right? Like a podcast or something like that to unify us. That's where we need to go, because unfortunately our world is too divided.
That's great.
Right?
That's
but it's
great.
around sport
That's great.
that we
Unite. That's
and
exactly
so we
right.
need to
That's
take that
good.
same
Yeah.
philosophy, that same sports,
Yeah.
we come together and apply it to the world and
Yeah.
politics and work better together, and then move
Wow.
the ball forward.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I mean, I don't have anything else. You got anything else out of
Let's figure out how to do that. That's all I know.
How to do that. That's right. That's right.
But Chief of Staff Kristi Jones, we appreciate your work,
Yes.
your service to the state, and we just so happy to have you as part of our group. It's kind of bringing us up a whole nother level, if you will. So continued success. I would ask you how you go from Chief of Staff. What's the next thing you do when you leave Chief of Staff?
That's a good question. Let me know if it's a roll around here. You know, I keep putting in the universe that one day I wouldn't mind being like chief of staff to an NFL commissioner.
There you go.
Okay.
Or chief of staff to an NBA commissioner.
Yes, I can see that.
I keep putting that in the universe.
I can see that.
Keep saying it.
Keep
It
saying
will
it.
manifest.
Right? I'm trying to make that manifest. So we'll see. Want to just continue to do the best I can and serve people and do the right thing. But I want to say to you guys, thank you. Representation matters.
Thank you.
all have elevated
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
And I am very
so
proud.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Representation matters for our HBCUs.
Yes.
You know, North Carolina has the most four-year HBCUs in the
Exactly.
nation.
Exactly.
And that's why these companies come here.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So the more better our sports teams
Yep.
do, the more
Yeah.
students want to
There
come
you go.
here.
There you go.
You guys help with that
Thank
cycle.
you.
So you're part of that CNBC report too.
Okay.
We're all in this together.
That's
We're
right.
one team.
That's right.
That's
North
right.
Carolina.
And we're
Team
embracing
North Carolina. I
We'll
like
take
that.
it.
Carolina.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kristi.